All right, so this is a great example of how to play if you want to get noticed. If you're a young basketball player who has aspirations to play at a high level, this is a great example. This is Trey Parker over here on the wing, late in the shot clock, just source of instant offense for us on one end. He's a freshman out of North Carolina. Doesn't always get minutes in the rotation, but he played 20 minutes in this one. I guarantee you it's from earning it in practice with plays like this. He's guarding the ball 40 feet from the hoop right here, pressuring it, not letting anything easy on the catch, and then he's still got ball pressure right there. He's going to make this switch and then just hand in the passing lane. This is how you earn minutes, showing the coach that you're not going to waste the opportunity when you get it. Here he is again, just a few possessions later. Trey Parker has Mason Gillis as his primary defender. He's a larger defender on him, so he just makes one move right there between the legs and then attacks his top foot, gets a downhill drive, gets his step, and just puts his head down and gets to the rim. Strong finish off 2 feet, and then these are, again, the plays that I'm talking about. Constantly just hunting the ball, defensive awareness, making high-impact plays at a high-intensity level, and it gets NC State their largest lead of the game.
Here's Taylor again. He swishes in another three.
We're going to hop over to this Maryland-Wisconsin game from later that same week, and just a really good job from this defender to anticipate this ball screen and blow up this handoff and draw the offensive foul. You can see this offensive guy, he does not fill the corner all the way. He's kind of just jogging his lane, and he never gets below the free throw line to set up this handoff. So the defender, he jumps into the lane of the handoff and blows it up. He sacrifices his body and steps in the way of the guy who's given the handoff. This handoff is now happening much higher up on the wing, setting up a slot drive rather than getting all the way to the corner and setting up a handoff lower on the wing to force a longer help rotation and give us a higher likelihood of getting to the rim.
And that includes their 7-footers. And an offensive foul.
Maryland's taking control with some really good second half three-point shooting, and stops are going to win them this game right now. We get a flyby closeout, which is not great. And at this point, Wisconsin has a straight line drive right to the rim. But really good stunt right here from this guy guarding the man in the corner. He gets in front of the ball to keep him from just driving straight to the rim, but also keeps himself in a perfect spot to close back out to his man as well. And it's just 1 foot and a drop step in there and then back out to your man. This is a low percentage shot for a 6'11" forward who gets his money worth, usually around the rim or beyond the arc. So we'll live with that. Kansas played incredible defense in their win versus Iowa State. They held a team who usually scores 81 points to 52, and it was because they did things like this, sending 2 guys at the ball, just selling out to cut off the drive and making sure that we don't give up anything easy towards the rim. And then we just play solid defense, 5-5. We get matched back up. This defender's ready to guard him on the catch. All these guys are in a stance, ready to defend so that the offensive player cannot catch and shoot or rip and go. All of them are locked in on the same mission and not allowing anything easy towards the rim. So they get a transition look here, and Kansas does a good job to get back and stop the break. But you'll see on each of these 2 possessions, and there were many more like it, that Iowa State just does not get an open look on the perimeter. They do not get an open catch and shoot or open rip and go opportunity for minutes in this game because of Kansas's defensive pressure and intensity.
Shot clock under 10. Jefferson banging against Adams. Jefferson high arcing.
And a few possessions later, they do get their first open look in a lot of possessions, and look, they're hesitant. They get an open catch and shoot right here, and he hesitates, does not shoot. Drive it, kick it out, back open for another 3. Again, these are their first open looks in minutes, and they're reluctant to shoot it. When you're playing with passive guys, it's harder to make your open ones. Going over a bit of a different looking ball screen defense right here. You see it's inside the 3-point line, which is a bit abnormal, but first thing is this space between the screener and his defender is not good. You need to be up at the level of the screen defending this action, especially because he's catching it inside the 3-point line. Because what happens next is that this guy gets pinned on the screen. He's going to rip, go right, and then by not being at the level of the screen, you're late to step up to stop the drive. And then by the time you do step up, you just have way too much distance to cover back to the ball.
20. Inside Dickinson.
Out of the timeout here, Iowa State is going to do a much better job of defending the screen at the level of the screen. And they send 2 at the ball this time, blitzing the ball handler, making him make a decision early, and they get a turnover off of it. But now I just don't get it because I'm confused. They go down the other end, get 2 points, and this first screen on the next possession, they get through it. They're not switching. They just fight through the screen. It's not a great screen. But now on the second one, they switch it right away, and there's just no consistent defensive scheme on the ball screen. Everybody is not on the same page, and you have to know Dickinson is rolling to the rim. He gets off those screens so well. So these 3 off-ball defenders, they have to be anticipating a help side rotation and stepping up early. They just never get there. They're late. They're just step behind the whole way, and Kansas gets a wide open 3.
Store will try and hit.
So the game was pretty much over after this electric sequence. I'm a big fan of Bill Self, and he's been great at Kansas for a long time. And I just love their culture, and this play epitomizes everything that Kansas does. So let's just talk about it real quick for a second. It starts with the Dickinson turnover. But this defender right here, he's never going to give up on the play. Just a constant pursuit of the basketball, all-out effort, putting the team first and giving everything you have. So he never gives up, gets his hand on the ball, and there's a loose ball. All right, DeJuan Harris is at half court. There are 5 guys closer than DeJuan Harris to this ball. But he recognizes it right away. And look at that. I'm showing it 3. That slow sprint right there, it's toughness. It's doing everything you can for the team, and then selflessness, getting the ball ahead, passing the open man. It's just everything I love about basketball. And, yeah, electric sequence.